I was in a coma for 14 years. The afterlife is not what you think it is. Usually people remember nothing after being in a coma, but after the car accident, I saw everything. It's like floating in an empty black room with twinkling stars floating just out of reach. You completely lose track of time, and each second that passes could actually be an entire day. Right when my coma began, I heard a distant voice calling out to me, but I thought it was just my imagination. I just never knew that the truth was so much more terrifying than that. There was something inside me telling me to keep my mouth shut, but I just couldn't. I was scared and alone. I answered the call. The first time I saw him, I noticed he was tall, probably about a head taller than me. He was thin, hairless, and completely naked. He seemed tired. We could barely understand each other, as if we spoke different languages. Still, he stayed with me, occupying my thoughts. After a while, we started to sound alike. We started having conversations. We started making jokes, telling stories, and getting to know each other. There was just the sensation of having him there, of having company in the nothingness. Still, a few of his words stood out. "I'm nobody," he said once. "In so many ways, I'm nobody. And sometimes you are too." So that's what I called him, the nobody. As time passed, I realized I'd made a mistake. As my body struggled to wake up, the nobody tried his best to keep me around for just a little longer. He wanted a friend and companion in the dark, someone to get to know and share his experiences with. I don't remember what he told me, but I remember how it made me feel. It made me feel dread and existential terror, like there was something I desperately wanted to forget, something I wish I didn't know. Luckily, I don't remember it, but the nobody wanted me to know. He kept telling me these awful things, as if to make me sympathetic to his state of being. He wanted me to give up and just stay there with him, but I wouldn't budge. I was determined to wake up and put this entire thing behind me for however many years I had left to live. He got frustrated, and with every frustration he changed his form. His fingers would grow longer, his arms thinner, his head would grow pale and elongated, his mouth rounder like a leech. On the good days, he'd look like himself. On the bad days, I had to hide, listening to him trying to sense my thoughts in the dark. But the day came when I could finally feel my body again. The stars in that empty void were turning into suns, and blotches of thought were connecting. A finger connected to a hand, connected to an arm, eyes twisting and turning, trying to blink. Then I woke up. Those 14 years just seemed like a murky memory, an afterthought, something I've left behind, but not quite forgotten. I still have certain memories left, clear as day, but none of them as vivid as that of the nobody. If I had artistic talent, I could paint him from memory. I could spot him in a crowd of 100 people. I could have heard a single word in a crowded room, and I'd recognize his voice. To me, he was at the front of my memory, and he still is. During my physical therapy, I brought it up with my nurse. She didn't laugh at me, but didn't take it very seriously either. "People have all kinds of experiences," she argued. "Some come back speaking different languages or thinking they're someone else. To you it was all real, but here in the real world it is not. You are you, and there is no one else. Try to find comfort in that." Of course, I tried, but I couldn't. It started with sleepwalking. Not much and not far, but enough to make me worried. I live alone, and waking up standing in the middle of a cold shower is not something I'd ever recommend. Or waking up with your mouth full of olives, choking on a kernel. I just figured it was a result of my brain damage. I told my doctor about it, but they didn't pay too much attention. They were more worried about signs of fatigue and dizziness. Still, my memory of the nobody was so vivid, I could imagine myself seeing him. I often got the feeling that he was right